that what that says? DK plus lace equals DK? What? I don't think that's true. My name is Bethany, and this is Knitting Through. This is not necessarily a podcast episode. This is just stuff that's been in my brain about fall knitting plans. It is August. It's the end of August. And so that is definitely, in knitting world, like kind of late to be planning all your knitting stuff. But I had some surgery. I've been out of commission for a few weeks. And so I actually missed my last podcast episode. I can't wait to do a big catch up with you guys. But until then, I am going to just be talking to you about all the things that I want to cast on. So when the big catch up happens on September 1st, maybe I will have like 10 cardigans on the needles. No, that's not possible. I'm not going to be doing that. But maybe I'll have one. Maybe I'll have one. I have had the knitting itch for weeks now, the knitting fall itch for weeks now. I think that's pretty common for a lot of us at this point in the year. Once August hits and you're thinking about all of the cozy things that you want during the burr months, and early January is one of the coldest times here where I live in Indiana, and I always think of those moments, and my wool sweaters and my wool skirts and all of that have come in really, really handy during those frigid months. And excuse me if you can hear any traffic around here. People are getting off of work. I've shooed my children upstairs. But I have some wonderful plans that I've been looking at, and they've been on my little favorites list. I'm looking down here at my computer at my Ravelry list. I have a lot of things on here that I need to clear up, and I have a lot of projects on here that I need to update, but I thought it would be nice first to just look at these and see, what I can do with what is here. So one of the first things that I've been looking at, that's what I was looking for. One of the first things that I've been looking at for a long time is the Nature's cardigan. I want to make this with Nutiden held double. I have a lot of it already balled up and like with 2 strands together. So I have it in this color, and actually this might be, hang on. Yes, that is the right color. I have a lot of it balled up here to be ready to knit. This is the darkest gray that I have. I have some of this lighter, and then some of this, like, this is almost like a hay color, and then I have a cream, and I have a yellow and blue and orange and things like that. But I really love when the snow especially on hydrophobic wool, when the snow falls and it like stays there for a second and you can see it on your sleeves and all of that. And that is my dream here with the Nature's cardigan. So I had a cardigan that was, I'll put it on the screen here. I think it's called the Campfire cardigan. And I wore it a lot. I didn't really like the shape, and I did not like that there were no buttonholes or buttons on it. I didn't think about that when I was making it, I guess. It was the first project I ever steeked, but even though I didn't like the shape and I didn't like the lack of functionality, I would belt it a lot because I used it as a coat. I used it as like a jacket a lot of the time. And I was warm and dry, and it was amazing. And so I knew that if I gave that to someone else and I traded it on the Lucky Sweater app, I think. And I knew that if I actually gave it away, I would make something for myself that fit my needs a little bit better. And I think the Nature's cardigan is going to be that. The Nature's cardigan is by Ozetta, and it's an Aran weight. It calls for Aran weight yarn. I am looking at the needle size, and it's 4.5, which I might go up to a 5mm. I don't know. That would involve some math, and maybe it would be better for me not to do that. Maybe I should just do what it says. This is one of a couple of bottom-up cardigans that I want to make. I'm not the biggest fan of the bottom-up construction because I am still unpracticed with it. Unpracticed might not even be a word. Inexperienced with it, and so it's still something that I am unsure of. I think bottom-up sweaters and top-down socks are really similar. Like, if you're used to that, then you love it, and you know, like, how it's supposed to feel, you know what it's supposed to be like. Whereas, you know, toe-up socks and top-down sweaters are things you can just try on the whole time and just go back a little bit if you made a mistake and, you know, continue on, or go back a little bit and continue on. So I am definitely a top-down sock girl. So I am, I want to look at the projects for this cardigan and see if anybody has made it in Newton. Surely someone has. And see if, because there are 112 projects on Ravelry. Surely out of that someone has. And see if 500 grams would be enough. That's another thing I'm inexperienced with. I have made one Newton project, and it was this glorious huge shawl. And that glorious huge shawl took 300 grams, which is less than it would have taken with like some other worsted weight yarn, you know, weight wise. But I am really curious to see how all of this stacks up, because I have some colors I have 500 grams of, and some colors I have 300 grams of. There aren't very many that I have less than that. Some of them were like little freebies from, I never know how to say their name unless I like sit and read it in my head. Honor, Aucare, is that it? It's not English, obviously, and so I don't say it very well, but I will practice. And I have these little beautiful bits. I even have this. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I'm going to use that in some color work somewhere. And then this green is one of my favorites. Oh man, that one's really good. Another one that I really like is the Moonflower. It doesn't call it like a cardigan or a jacket or anything, but it's this really like duster length cardigan, and it doesn't have any buttons or anything. I might put like a couple on it because I do really like the ability to close it. I know I'm one of the few people that likes my cardigans to have the ability to be closed. I keep hearing a lot of knitters like, I never wear my cardigans with buttons, I never close them, I never blah blah blah. And I get that. I understand. I don't wear mine closed all the time. I think people who wear theirs closed all the time, they're like, why am I doing this? Why don't I just knit myself a pullover, you know? But with the Moonflower, it is just this oversized duster length color work. Beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. And it is a DK weight. So I've really been thinking about like how to do that. If I can do that with the Newton that I have, or if I should get a main color and just kind of look at my DK colors here. Like, this is beautiful. This is a Knitting Nakabi yarn. Oh, look at that one. Oh, that's a really good one. And that's almost a full skein, guys. Look at that. Look at that. It's just hanging out with me. So, and I have other DK, weight yarns, of course. I would need to get a main color though. So that's kind of the question is, if I would do the main color in gray or not, or if I would do it in like a cream or something, maybe. It looks like almost everyone has done it with like this gray or gray or cream background color. But look at this one. Look at that one with the blue back there. Oh, that one's really pretty. See, that's really great. I'll have to look at that some more. That is going to be a long-term project though. I don't know if I will wait on that one for, in January. I'll probably cast it on. I always have like these little cardigan feels in the fall, and then in January I'm like, you know what would be really good? A big, huge, cozy sweater. Like huge is what I want. That's usually what happens. The next one I'd like to put on the needles is the Botanist cardigan. I think this cabled goodness is just so scrumptious. It is a worsted weight pattern, and I think I would like to purchase yarn for this though. I really like those round plump yarns for cables, and I think this would be a perfect pattern for that. I am just entirely into the V-neck cardigans. Like that's just, it is what is working for me. I love it. It's what I wear all the time. And so I am not going to stray from, what I like right now, because I'm going to wear them. I feel like the more I've in my garment knitting past been like, oh, but wouldn't it be nice if I wore this? Wouldn't it be nice if I liked these colors? Wouldn't it be nice if I did this or this or this? And it's like, okay, maybe it would be nice, but you don't wear them. Like, you don't wear that stuff. And I didn't wear that stuff with like ready-made clothes either. So I don't know. There are some things that I wear that I've hand knit that I don't think I ever purchased. So it's not like the formula is completely bad, but when it comes to garments, I think I should just stick with what I normally wear. Another V-neck cardigan that I would really like to put on the needles, oh gosh, I think it's the Corshon cardigan is how you say it. It's this basket weave cardigan. Oh no, of course her name is Nora. I was like, what's her name? the lady who does the podcast, aka Nora Knits, her name is Nora, knit that cardigan and it looked so nice. So I'd really like to try my hand at it. I think it's beautiful. It is a DK plus lace weight held together. Is that what that says? DK plus lace equals DK? What? I don't think that's true. Well, we're gonna have to look at that. That's for sure. Tell you that right now. What the heck? 18 stitches. Well, that's pretty big. That's good. We'll figure it out. It's fine. Swatching. Love it. Oh, it's another bottom up one. Guys, what am I doing to myself? This is ridiculous. I think this might be the only top-down cardigan on my list. So far, they've all been bottom up, right? But this one is a top-down cardigan. It's called the Jenny Jacket V-neck by Petite Knit. I have done one of Petite Knit's patterns before, the champagne cardigan, and that cardigan is like my workhorse garment. I wear it all the time. Obviously a lot of it has to do with the yarn you pick. I really loved the yarn that I knitted in, and it just is really useful. It's really utilitarian. I wear it all the time. And the only thing I think that could make it better are some pockets. So I've been thinking about that. But I have been putting pockets in the hips of every bottoms garment that I've been making. And so that helps. I don't really need them in my cardigans or jackets as much anymore. So this one is a fingering plus a fingering equals a worsted cardigan, which is great. I think that would be amazing in the Newton yarn. What would be fun is if we did it in this yellow. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's not even close to the colors that I like, is it? Oh man, that would be beautiful in that one. Okay, so then there's cars, there's airplanes. Can you guys hear those? They're just everywhere right now. Okay, and one of the ones that I would really like to do also is the Mestiha cardigan by Thea Coleman. It is a worsted weight cardigan. It is also bottom up. Oh man, guys. I will say I get really done by the time I get to the body of a sweater. A lot of people experience sleeve island. I experience body island. It just feels like it takes forever, especially if it's just a stockinette body. I'm just like, blah. It just, oh, I'm not one of those that wants miles and miles of stockinette most of the time. The only time I do want it is if I have to be in the dark. If I'm at like a movie theater or I'm sitting in my kids' rooms waiting for them to fall asleep, I'll do that. But otherwise, it really is boring to me. Like, I like something that I can memorize for sure, but even something that I have to check every once in a while is really great. So this is also a worsted weight pattern. It is absolutely gorgeous. The texture is really, really pretty. The next one I like to knit is called the Agni cardigan. I've heard people say that's not how you pronounce it, but I've never heard someone pronounce it, like say the way that you're supposed to pronounce it. So I'm sorry to whoever like knows how to say it. I've heard a lot of people say Agni though. So that's what it looks like to me. Is it like Annette? Is it the Annette cardigan? Because she does like different names for them, right? Like the Jenny jacket, the Annette cardigan. Is that what it is? So this is a fingering plus lace equals DK, right? Can you get behind that? Definitely. So I have, oh no, it's raining yarn. I have this floof in the Herkle Durkle colorway from Lay Family Yarns. And I have yet to figure out what to put with this. I need a main color, and I think it might just be white. I think it might just be a white fingering weight with it, but I'd like it to be a cool white, and most, most bear yarns are warm. They're this cream color. And so I think I need to do a little digging with it, because I also think I would like for it to be superwash. I'm not usually into the superwash garment game, but I think the drape of that is what I would be going for. So I'm going to keep looking at that. Another one that I've had in my sights for a while is the Gardy Cardi, and it is by Bluebird Box, and sorry, I was gonna say Bluebird Box Knits, but it's just the Bluebird Box. And this is by holding 2 fingering weights double. I think this would be absolutely gorgeous with fingering weight scraps together. She did her version that way, and I think it's gorgeous. I think it's a wonderful way to hold, those bits of yarn that you don't have enough to do other things with, and make something really beautiful and wearable. I would probably use a bear yarn held with all the colors to kind of tie it together. Or I really like the way that she did it too, where she did she held like she held them together, and then she would hold one of the color before with the next color for a while, and then she would do that color together so it created this really great fade, and I think that would be really pretty as well. Okay, I was just looking up this last cardigan that I thought would be really great, and it's the Voyage cardigan by Wool and Pine, and it's another bottom up cardigan. Oh my gosh, it is a fingering weight cardigan. It's another one where I feel like it lends itself to leftovers so well. It says here that all of the colorwork motifs were done in scraps. So I am sure that if it's like 10 grams that you would be able to do it with all those colors. I think they are so beautiful. Okay, and cardigan number 10 is the Smeel Gas cardigan. It is a DK weight pattern. It is, let's see here, top down. Ah, finally, top down. I think like 3 of the 10 have been top down. Top down, and it is just this beautiful colorwork motif. I really, really like the variegated yarn that's used in the first sample photo. I just love everything about it. I would be totally happy with recreating just that colorwork pattern. And so oh man, it's really, really pretty. Oh my goodness, gorgeous. So I've been thinking about pulling this, which is just this cream, and putting it with like a cooler toned Surrey, or don't get me started on the cashmere. I can't with the cashmere. It's just so good. It's just so wonderful. I love saving up so that I can buy that. No yarn is like super cheap, right? I mean, sometimes you find a really good deal, but it's something you're investing in your garments. It's an investment to hold a lace weight with other things, but I think, oh, wouldn't that be scrumptious? Oh, it would be lovely. And then putting some type of variegated in there that's not with a lace weight, that's like just a DK, would be really pretty. To have some difference in texture also, that would be really pretty. And that is by Zenit Knits. I also have a few cowls that I want to put on the needles. The Autumn Doodle cowl. This is a DK weight cowl, which is interesting to me because the one that I've done previously that was like this shape and the same construction was a fingering weight cowl. And so I have a feeling this would knit up really quickly and be really nice. I knit the Forest Illumina cowl last year or the year before. Was it last year? Yeah. Yes, I finished it last spring, and it was really nice because then when we went on our camping trip in October, I had it with me and it was really, really cozy. However, it's made of Patton's Croy sock yarn, the black main yarn is, and I kept like kind of like snuggling my chin in it, and my chin was raw by the time I got home. I had like just snuggled my way into my skin being gone. There's also the Multifarious cowl, which is gorgeous, and that is a fingering weight. It says light fingering. That is a fingering weight cowl on a size 2 needle. Phew, man. And I think both of those would be lovely to have because I also I put a lot of things that I make for myself. It's not as treasured anymore to me. My kids will wear them. I have 4 kids, and so with all of us, it's really easy for me to just knit the things that I really like, and not feel like they're not going to get used or I have too many accessories or something, because they are going to be worn. Another cowl that I would really like to knit is the Bunny Thicket cowl. I think that one is just so sweet. I really like it, and I feel like it has a very similar color scheme to the Forest Illumina cowl. I already have the main color for this, and I really think that I could just dive into my stash and have enough. Maybe I would have to buy a skein for like the brown bunny color, because that is pretty dominant there. But I think for the rest of the colors, I could just stash dive and find some leftovers for that. There are 2 pairs of mittens that I'd really like to make myself this year. One of them is called the Sagostad mittens. I've had my eye on these for a while. And for some reason, it has just taken me a long time to get them together. I have these mill ends from, where did I go? In Vermont. Green Mountain Spinnery. And they are beautiful. And so I've been thinking about putting those together, and a couple of colors for the houses and the cuff. So I think using those mill ends and then like other little colors would be really great. And my kids are going to need some more mittens this year. A couple of them grew out of theirs, and so we're going to need more mittens also. The other mitten pattern that I'd really like to make is the Songbird mittens by Erica Husser. And these are beautiful. They're so gorgeous. I'd like to make a pair of these for my sister. She's a birder, and so I think she'd really, really like them. But I'd also like to make a pair for me. And the last one that I have on my list is the Transition Slipover by Amy Scher. I think it is so pretty. It does use a lot of yarn because it's very boxy. But I love the buttons on the side. I think it's really beautiful. I think the cabling is really pretty. And I think the construction would be pretty easy. It looks like, a panel with a head hole in it, and then the buttons go down the side. So I think, and you know how I'm feeling about those v-necks. I love the v-necks. So I think it's beautiful. And 10 cardigans, 1 slipover, a few cowls, a couple of mittens. This is totally possible for fall. I'm joking. This is not possible for me. So this is why I'm sharing this with you, because whatever I do decide for these fall plans, I won't be able to get it all done. I will not be able to get it all done. Definitely, not before the winter, and also definitely not before the end of the winter. There's just, unless I break my leg and have my hands available and I'm on bed rest for months at a time, there just is absolutely no way. So I hope that you get to cast on some of these with me, and if you do decide to cast them on, send me a message. We could be buddy knits and stuff together, and I will go try and finish some socks so that I have some more bandwidth to be able to put all these on the needles. Thanks, guys.